Okay, today I want to talk about the mosquito fly trap. The mosquito yeast trap. For those that can't afford the Dyna trap and the blow mosquito trap, the fancy smancy, expensive, industrial mosquito vacuum trap. There's the yeast trap that's out on YouTube. You can just YouTube yeast mosquito trap and you'll get this result, something that looks funny like that. First things first is you have to follow the directions exactly, or the yeast will not ferment correctly. Okay, so a fourth, 1/4 cup of water, sugar, preferably brown sugar. It mixes just because it mixes better, the brown sugar. I added a little Coca-Cola for corn syrup because I didn't have anything but white sugar. And you boil it. You have to wait for it to cool. Then add about a tablespoon. This is important, a tablespoon of yeast, dry yeast, powder yeast. Dump that in there. Don't mix it around. Make sure it is cool. A lot of people say this doesn't work. You know why? It's because they're not using it correctly. It's not intended for the mosquitoes to go inside of the bottle. It is more of a... See, when the carbon dioxide... I'm going to explain this scientifically. When the carbon dioxide flows up and into the atmosphere, that carbon dioxide attracts the mosquitoes. Well, it disorientates. I won't say attract. It kind of disorientates them and gets their tracking all off. Okay? And what it does is, for some reason, you're supposed to put this right next to a wall, okay? I'll explain in a minute. Put your trap, well, I don't call it a trap because they're meant not to go in there in the first place. You put that down on the floor. You sit, especially if you're the type... Sorry, you can't see too well. You sit. Especially if you're not the type that... Well, especially if you are the type that attracts the mosquitoes a lot, you want to sit right next to the wall. Get a chair. The more attractive you are to the mosquitoes, the better. And what you want to do is you want to get in a tight area, as tight as possible. You really want to get, because the mosquitoes are going to come to you anyway and bite the hell out of you. You want to get into a tight area, preferably, if you can. I don't have a tight area. You're going to want a wall. You're going to want one wall here and one wall there, if you can. The idea of that, okay, the idea of that is so that you're going to want, it's simple, you're going to want the mosquito to land right there, right on the wall, so you can do a Bruce Lee on that motherfucker, pop the shit out that motherfucker. When it's on a flat surface, especially a wall like that, you can You can pop the hell out of that motherfucker. Instead of clapping your hands together, it's hard doing it that way. You're most likely 9 times out of 10 are gonna miss, but you're gonna hit that motherfucker dead on, 100% guaranteed. If it hits a wall. So the idea of the yeast with the sugar and the water is to actually attract the motherfuckers to the wall, so we can easily pop that motherfucker. So you sit right next between your. What you want to do is you want to get close to the wall. You want to be sit yourself between the yeast mixture, and then have a wall beside that yeast mixture, and the mosquitoes, they're gonna guaranteed be like, they're gonna do this. This is to your advantage. Get on the wall. They're on the wall. They're easy to hit and get. And the yeast mixture makes it much easier to get the mosquito attracted to the wall if you have it right up at the wall, especially with also. And you're going to want to have the lights on so you can see the motherfucker and whack the hell out of them, because if it's dark, you won't be able to see them. This has worked for me. The idea is you want to get them on the wall so you can hit them easily. Okay? And this is easy as that. So you guys that say they won't work, of course it doesn't work. You hadn't used them the right way. So that's it. The idea, is to get the mosquito attracted to the wall. Whatever you can do to get it attracted to the wall, that's what you want to do. Whatever mosquitoes are attracted to, you get it on the wall. Best thing I did was I put the trap, so-called trap, bait, right next to the wall to get the motherfucker on the wall so you can whack the shit out the motherfucker. Works every time. Sorry for the bad quality. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. I know this video will help. Again, the idea is to get the mosquito on the wall so you can get it, pop that motherfucker easily. Okay, whereas it'll be it's harder to catch otherwise. Much harder to catch. You want to get them on the wall. That's the idea. It's always gonna be easier, much easier to get them on the wall. That's what you want to do. Get them on the wall. Okay, and that avoids you. This is for if you don't have the money for a fancy vacuum mosquito trap. Okay. All right. That's all I have to say. Know this information is useful because there's a lot of you all out there that still don't know how to catch, kill those mosquitoes on a tight budget, tight budget, without having to get an expensive vacuum trap for mosquitoes and watching all the others. But mosquitoes are the hardest to catch. Why? Because they're fast, they're small. They're the hardest to catch because they're small. They get away faster. But once you get them on the wall, that's it. You can get them. The idea is to get them on the wall. The thing is too about the trap is, the so-called trap is you have to wait about an hour, half hour to an hour for it to bubble up. Okay, so I can get the carbon dioxide out. Okay. So, and then it's supposed to last 2 to 3 weeks or whatever, and then you can change it and get some more bait. I'd rather you call it bait, so you can bait them to the wall so that they stick and you can get them easier. Much easier, and you'll sleep better at night. Okay. One other thing is that you might have to wait a few minutes. They're gonna buzz around, but they're most likely are not gonna go in the in the hole. You'll whack them off the wall before you get them to actually go into the trap. Sorry, you can't see this well. Before you actually get them in, can actually get them all the way down there like that. They most likely are not gonna go that way. Best thing to do is get them on the wall. You might have to wait half hour. You have to have a little patience. That's the only drawback. To get them on the wall. That's the drawback. Is you have to have a little patience for them to get on the wall for them to whack them. But once you do that, it's going to be worth it. Kill a motherfucker. Kill the bastard. The rotten, dirty bastard. It's going to be worth it. The wait. Okay, that's all.